Good morning, YouTube, precious, precious brothers and sisters. It's time to have the coffee on and ready. Wipe the sleep out of your eyes because it is Sunday. It is June the 9th, 2013, and this is the day that Yahweh has made. Rejoice today. Rejoice and be glad in it. You know, I feel like singing today. The song, Oh Happy Day, I played that song in church when I was just a young boy growing up, and part of the music ministry. And Oh Happy Day, good old gospel music, and I just keep thinking that song. I won't sing. Oh happy day, when Jesus washed, he washed my sins away. Oh happy day, oh happy day, when he washed a wretched sinner like me. He washed my sins away. Oh my goodness, before I touch on a very important, serious topic, I think it's going to clear the air on a lot of things. What in the world are those little white fuzzies? Let me see if I can find them. There they are, floating around. I'm from Michigan, so everywhere I go, we got these little white fuzzies floating around, and I think it's just giving me some allergic reaction. I don't know what these things are, but my allergies are acting up and my sinuses. I don't remember seeing so many of these little white fuzzies. So anybody, if you know what they are, what do you call these things? Type it in the comment box for me. I want to get very serious now. I'm going to clear the air because there's so much going on YouTube, and the church today is running to and fro. They're looking for answers. Now, again, this will not make me win a popularity contest, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm only here to bring you the truth. I'm not here to try to convert you over into my belief, the way I believe. I just want you to know where I stand on each and every issue. No way am I trying to sway you over from the way that you were taught or the way that you believe. I just want you to know my story and why I believe the way that I do. Why I don't really have religion. A lot of people ask me, what denomination are you? Are you Baptist? Are you Pentecostal? I'm not any of those. I have no denomination. I guess you could say I'm non-denominational. But that wasn't always the case. It wasn't that long ago that I was involved in organized religion and even the Pentecostal movement, to where I can tell if someone on YouTube is putting out a video. I know pretty much they're not Baptist or they're not United Methodist or they're Pentecostal. I know when they come from the Pentecostal church. I've been there. Now, with that said, this video is not to cut down anyone or anyone's belief. But I think if we're going to come out here and we're going to be called a ministry, we're going to put our face out here on YouTube, you need to know exactly where we stand. I could win a lot of popularity and get a lot of views. All depends on how I title the video and if I am just open to everything. I want to please everybody, so you're not going to really know where I stand on any issue, because I'm going to agree with you over here. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to agree with you too. I'm going to agree with you. Yes, the bridegroom is coming, the rapture of the church. And yes, we're waiting on the second coming, and we're all going to go through the tribulation. So whatever you believe, I'm going to believe the same as you, because I want everyone to like me, because I, myself, I'm not concerned with the truth. I'm concerned with how many views. And I want to put the spotlight on me, and I'm kind of liking all of this. And I'm kind of giving myself all the glory, and God's going to have to take a back seat, and so is Jesus. But hey, this is kind of exciting. That's not me. I would be lying to you. It would be a lying spirit. It would be a spirit of deception. So I wanted to bring you the truth, and what I bring you is the truth. And it is not to sway you from the way you believe. I just want you to know where I stand on each and every issue. All right. Very important topic. I want to cover a few things. I watched a video this morning. Did we have our coffee? Brother Patrick in the Philippines. Hold on, because I love Brother Patrick in the Philippines. He was so on, right on in his video. I can't remember the title of it. Probably the latest video that he's put. A lot of people are running to and fro on YouTube, and they're listening to those putting out YouTube videos that are not seasoned. They're not seasoned ministers or pastors. They're just people on YouTube. Many of them are newly saved. Maybe 3 months they've been saved, and they're following these people on YouTube because the church is looking and seeking answers today. Now I want to touch on that, and I agree with that 100%. There are, if you want to understand, try to go to the channels where it is a pastor or a minister that is seasoned in the Word. That will be a great deal of help, and I highly recommend Brother Patrick's channel. We don't see eye to eye on every aspect, and that's okay. But he was talking about the Sacred Name movement, so we're going to touch on that. I'm going to tell you where I was a few years ago, not 20 years ago, just a few years ago, where I guess with part of the Sacred Name movement and the Hebrew Roots movement. A lot of people are putting me in that category. I'm not part of any movement. I'm part of a relationship with my Father in heaven. And Brother Patrick was stating, and I don't know if this is true or not, so leave me a comment in the comment box below. But those that are part of the Messianic movement, the Hebrew Roots movement, and the Sacred Name movement, as it is labeled by man, doctrines of man, say that you have to say the name Yeshua in order to have salvation, and I don't agree with that. So I want you to know where I stand on every issue. He knows what we mean. Your salvation is not dependent on if you say the Hebrew name of our Messiah, Yeshua, or if you say the Greek, Jesus, or if you say the more modern translation, Jesus. Your salvation is not meant on what name you choose. So I agree with Brother Patrick on that. That is wrong. I don't know who's teaching that, but that's not something that I'm teaching. I think once you really know, and we're told in the end days, knowledge will increase, and it has for many of us. If you know that his name is Yeshua, and that is the name that he went by 2,000 years ago, you know the true meaning behind that name. It is a sacred name, and I think you should use the name. I believe he wants us to use his real name, but your salvation is not based on that, and neither is it based on the dietary laws and such. It's based on, do you love Yeshua? Do you love Jesus? Do you love Jesus? Do you love him and long to be with him and want to serve him and want him to dwell within you, and you walk on that narrow path? And are you willing to pick up that cross? Because it's heavy. It's a heavy cross, and bear that cross. So as far as what name you choose, of course, the Bible, when we translate it into the Greek Septuagint, it didn't say Jesus. I'm just going to be honest. It said Jesus, would have been the translation. Jesus came later. If you look at the name Jesus and Jesuit, we know where that name is more modern. It came from Christ or Christo. They were trying to translate the anointed. Now this is going to upset a lot of you. So through the translation, instead of Hamashiach, they came up with Christ or Christo, or what it translates is grease or oil. And that's the best that they had. But you can say Jesus Christ. Alright? Your salvation is not dependent on that. I choose to say Yeshua HaMashiach, where the translation really means the anointed. And then the Messiah. Alright, now I want to touch on a few things. The two witnesses of the book of Revelation, Brother Patrick talked about that. And listen to me. Listen to me. Nobody on YouTube that you're watching, the two witnesses are not on YouTube. I want to make that perfectly clear, and I don't mean any disrespect for anyone that may actually believe that. The two witnesses are not on YouTube. Let's clear the air on that. Now, it hasn't been that many years ago. We're not talking 20 years ago or 15 years ago. But I have come to the point where I'm on here. I'm driven on here, not of my own will, but to preach the truth on having a relationship and seeking Him, a personal relationship, and to try to minister to the lost, to the hungry, to the tired, to the homeless, to give them hope, that the hope is in Yeshua. That I was, it hasn't been a lot of years, I was involved in organized religion and in the Pentecostal faith. But it took an awakening for me to come out of all of organized religion. It hasn't been that many years ago, but I would have argued with you that no, the Sabbath is Sunday. I didn't even think about Saturday as a Sabbath. It's just ingrained what was taught to me over the years and as I grew up in the church. I didn't even think much about Saturday. Sunday to me was the Sabbath because that's the day I firmly believed that Jesus, the only name I knew, I didn't know God's name. I just knew Him as God or Lord. I didn't realize these were titles. His name is God. But it was on Sunday when He resurrected. That's because, well, that's what I was taught. That's what I read. It was early dawn of the first day of the week when Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to find the tomb empty. I didn't realize, and I thought Friday was the day that Christ was crucified, because that's what I was taught, and I could never understand. And still growing up, and even as a young adult and an adult, I couldn't figure out how do you get 3 days from Friday to Sunday, and I could never understand why did they call it Good Friday. So I would have argued with anyone that would have said, "Oh no, He wasn't crucified on a Friday." And no, he rose on the Sabbath, on a Saturday, late in the afternoon. That's why the first day of the week, they found the tomb empty. Because but a lot of people don't want to, now I understand a lot of people don't want to understand this, the disciples, even Yeshua kept the Sabbath. They could not go to that tomb with spices on the Sabbath. They had to wait till the sun was coming up. They had to make sure that Sabbath was over. Then they found that He was already gone. But I would have argued this to and fro. The only name was Jesus. There was no other name. That was only up until a few years ago when I came out of organized religion. I just want to share a few things with you this morning. And as far as the prophecies and speaking in tongues, I'm just giving you what has been revealed to me, opened up to me, when it took a lot for me to come out of organized religion, the 501c3, the doctrines of men, and to have a relationship and have the scriptures opened up to me. So I'm not here, I'm not judging anyone, I'm not trying to pull you over to the way I believe. I got to bring you the truth. I love you. Leave me comments, everyone. And what are those fuzzy things? Somebody got an answer for me? Leave me comments.